What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here with some more Madden talk. Now, this is something new I'm trying out. Think of it like a mini podcast, if you will. There's just certain Madden topics or things about the game that I want to talk about with you guys. Something that I can't really show in a video tip or in a gameplay, but more of just kind of just direct information that I want to give you guys. And I was sitting back thinking about, because people are always asking me, what makes a good Madden player, or how do you become a better Madden player? And that's not something I can completely just show you in a video tip, or that could take 30 minutes of Madden gameplay to try to demonstrate so many different little things, but it would just be a lot easier for me to just talk about it and tell you guys. There's certain things you can do that will make you a good Madden player or make you a better Madden player. These are the things that make the top guys the top guys. This is where the 1%ers, the elite guys, this is what they do. This is how they improve and become that level of player. The first thing is 100% repetition. Now, there's a lot of people that, you might watch 100 YouTube tips. You might watch 200 YouTube tips every year. Madden 16, you watch 200 tips. Madden 17, you watch 200 tips or 200 defensive videos. And, that's just one piece of the puzzle. You have to start somewhere and you have to learn. But the repetition in game is what's going to make you a better Madden player. I could show you all the best plays in the game. I can show you the best defenses, the best blitzes. I could show you how to shut down the best plays. But if you don't have that repetition in game going against good players, you're not going to become a good Madden player. You have to play countless hours of this game. You have to play, let's take it back to Madden 15. You have to play 500 hours of Madden 15, you have to play 300 hours of Madden 16, 300 hours of Madden 17. You have to put in the time. It takes years to become a good Madden player. Some people, they can just hop on the game one year, put a little bit of time into it, and they're just a little more naturally gifted, and they can become a top player. It's happened. It happens sometimes, but for the average person, you need to put the time in. You need to grind for years to become a good Madden player, because it's all about repetition. It's why professional teams practice so much. They're professional. These are the best athletes in the world, the most physically gifted athletes in the world, and they still practice day in and day out. They practice twice a day some days, because you need repetition. You need to go against other elite players, other good players. That is how you're going to get better. I mean, it's just plain and simple. That is the number one advice I can give you. Practice mode is great. You definitely want to spend some time in practice mode, cooking up plays and putting a scheme together, but you want to spend way more time in game. You want to reduce practice mode. You want to practice in game if you can. And a lot of people, you say that, and a lot of people say, well, I don't want to practice in the game because when I play the game, I want to win. And of course, we all want to win, but you need to lose before you can win. You need to learn how to lose, and you need to learn why you lost in order to understand how to win more consistently. You have to go lose 100 games in a row if need be. You need to go online against people that are better than you, because I see it all the time in the comments. They're saying, the tips are great. I can beat the computer with these tips, or I can beat my friends with them. But when I go online, it's just very hard for me to win. And that doesn't mean the tips are bad. You can really go online. If you watch some of these elite players, like Problem even, they use a lot of basic stuff on offense. What makes them good is the repetition, the practice that they put in. They know what they're seeing when they see it. They know what defense you're in. Before you know what you're going to pick, they can already guarantee he's probably going to come out in this blitz next, or he's going to probably run this style of defense. That is repetition. You need to lose games before you can understand how to win. That's the biggest advice I can give anybody. You need to go out there. You need to be okay with losing. When I first started trying to play this seriously, it was kind of Madden 07, beginning of Madden 08. And back then, when you would play online, before you would commit to actually going into the game, it would show who you're matching up with, and it would show their record. And what I would do, which is what a lot of people did back then, if I saw that you had a good record, I would just back out. I'd say, no, I don't want to go against you, because I would already count myself out. I would go against people that had a 5-20 record, or a 10-50 record, or gradually I'd start building it up, and I'd be like, okay, I'll play people that have 500 records. They're 20-20. But if I saw somebody that was 50-15 or something, nope, didn't want anything to do with them. And you know what? My record, this was beginning of Madden 08, and my record was, I don't know exactly, but it was something of the tune of I had won maybe 100 games and had maybe 20 losses. So a really good record, but I was playing nothing but bums. I was playing the worst people that I could find. you're only as good as your competition. Keep that quote with you in anything you do in life. You're only as good as your competition. If you're playing bad people, you're not going to be very good. You might be better than them. You might be the best of the bad players, but you're not a good player. As soon as you go play someone that's even average or above average, you're going to probably get blown out. And that's what happened. I started to play people that had good records. That was the first time I saw Nano Blitz. I played someone that was like 10-0 or something. I was like, all right, man, I've been winning. Let me hop in and play someone that's really good. I played someone who was like 10-0. He didn't even have that many games in. Hit me with Nano Blitzes. Didn't even know what I was seeing. Couldn't get the ball off. Got blown out. Started playing some other good people. Got blown out. That's when I went looking for help. And back then it wasn't YouTube. It was forums. It was, a couple sites. They had ebooks, stuff like that. So I bought a couple. I started learning a little bit more about the game, watching some videos that were in the ebooks, and they would break it down. And then I'd start playing better people. And once I understood how the game worked and I was playing good people consistently for the rest of the year, I started to beat most of these people. I would go head to head. And even if I did lose, there would be close games most of the time. So you have to get out there and play good people. It's okay if you want to start small, playing your friends or whatever, but eventually you have to hop online. You got to get thrown to the wolves, and you have to play the best people you can find, because you're going to lose, and that's fine, but that's how you get better. You're only as good as your competition. Always remember that. If you're only going to play bums, you're going to be a bum. Maybe not to you. Maybe you're winning these games, but as soon as you step on the field with an above average player, you're going to get blown out, and you're going to realize you're just not that good. So play good people, play a lot of games. It's okay to lose games. That's how you get better. It's the only way to do it. You have to commit the time to it. And not all of us have the time to commit to it. If you don't have these hours to commit to the game to be good at it, it's okay. It's just a game at the end of the day. But if, you have time and this is something you really want to be good at and you want to hopefully one day compete in the EA tournaments and win a lot of money from this, you've got to put the time in. You've got to put the repetition in. You have to play the best players you can find. And that's basically it. Outside of that, it's just a lot of it's preparation. Once you get the reps in and you know that you're good and you can compete with anybody, it's about the preparation at that point. It's about, getting in practice mode at that point and finding different ways to shut down the popular offenses that everybody's running, or finding a new blitz that nobody's running, because the best thing you can do sometimes is bring something new to the table, because if they haven't seen it yet, they probably don't know how to stop it yet. And I mean, if you're bringing, if you're running nickel blitz this year, everybody runs a nickel blitz. Most of us, I'm sure most of y'all know what that is at this point of the year. It's the best blitz in the game. There are ways around it, but it's still a pain to deal with, because it forces you to have to play a certain way on offense to stop it. But if you find another blitz that's just as good as that, or almost just as good as that, but no one's seen it yet and they don't know how to stop it yet, you're going to win a lot of games until people figure it out. And then people might steal it from you and start running it themselves, which is fine. But it's all about preparation after you have the repetition. Finding things that people haven't seen yet. Trying to be unique. Still use the over-effective things that other people use, because they're over-effective for a reason. They're good. They work. You shouldn't limit yourself. You should have that, you should have that sprinkled into your game plan as well. But try to find ways to add other things around it that people haven't seen yet. Get in the lab. Put the time in. It's the only way you're going to be good. You have to, at the end of the day, this whole video boils down to one thing. It's putting the time in, putting the hours in. If you do that, if you really want it bad enough, you'll be successful, because Madden at the end of the day is not the hardest game in the world to be successful at. There's some games out there that you could put a lot of time into and you just might not have it. Madden, I don't believe, is one of those games. I believe anybody that really wants to be good at Madden, especially if you're a football fan and you have basic football knowledge coming in, you can succeed at Madden by putting the time in. And there's so many things to help you. There's countless YouTube tip channels, not just mine. There's tons of great ones out there that have good content. There's tons of sites out there that have great ebooks that you can learn from. And yeah, it might be an investment. There's a lot of good free content on YouTube. I believe I have the best free content on YouTube. I believe I give a lot of good stuff out for free. But I'm not going to say that if you go to a site and pay $20 for an ebook, you might get something a little bit better in some cases. You get what you pay for. And there are a couple really good sites out there from top competitive successful players like a Sports Gamers or a Madden Daily. I think those are the only two really main ones still left that are really good. Those guys know what they're talking about. You might spend $20 or $25 on an ebook, but you're getting what you paid for. These guys are battle tested. They have been successful in tournaments. They've made deep runs in tournaments for decades now. They know what they're talking about. Problem himself sells an ebook. He's the best of all time. Now, his is a little bit more expensive, I believe, but again, you get what you pay for usually. These guys have been there, done that. They know what works. They can help you improve your game. And then you have guys like me on YouTube that can help you improve your game too. But there's different avenues out there to learn if you're not familiar. And then once you learn and understand how this game works, you'll never need to buy another ebook or even look at tip videos again, to be honest with you, because once you really grasp how the game works, it carries over year to year. The game changes, the engines change, certain routes or certain plays don't react the same, but when you have the basic idea of how Madden as a game works, you know how to find effective stuff year in and year out. So you put the hours in, you play good players, and then you put the hours into your preparation of learning how the game works, learning how to find new things, and that once you have it, you don't lose it. It stays. You can take 3 years off the game, come back, and you can pick it up quick because it's like riding a bike. Once you understand Madden, you will always understand Madden, and you will be good every year. But you have to take that initial leap of putting the time in to really go out there and get beat and take those L's and put the time in to get better and understand how to beat the good players, understand what makes them good and how you can replicate it yourself. So that's going to be it for this first little Madden Talk episode, mini podcast, whatever you want to call it. Let me know if you enjoyed these or if you think they suck. That's fine too. I'll always like to hear the feedback in the comment section. And drop your own tips below, of course, too. What do you think makes a good Madden player that I didn't touch on? What do you think is something that is crucial in becoming a good Madden player? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.